Hello and welcome. It is Sunday, it is afternoon, and that means it's time for Morgan's Lazy Sunday Afternoon Productivity Stream, where sometimes I'm lazy and sometimes I really want to get the space fantasy in the query trenches by the end of May. So here we are. I'm coming to you from somewhere weird and different. I am coming to you from the map room at the Tapestry Collection Hotel in Richmond, Virginia, where we just wrapped up RavenCon 2023. I got to talk a lot about many of my favorite things from beta reading to podcasting to social media content and much, much more. I got to meet a lot of amazing people, and now I got to get some writing done. So here I am. I have with me my two amazing co hosts, Sako Tumi and Doc Coleman. Say hi to the nice people.
Hi to the nice people.
Ah,
Hello,
and
nice people without the mute on.
so I know what I'm working on. What are y'all working on today?
I think I'm working on my Substack, which I intended on releasing on Tuesdays, but I've missed the past 2 weeks. So I have some catch up to do.
Doc?
And I am once again back to novel edits on the Kindred of Kali. So my taxes got in on time; they got approved, and I will be getting a tiny refund. So I now need to work on increasing my income for next year. So
Understandable. Okay, so that sounds pretty awesome to me. Let's see if anybody is saying hi from the audience. If you want to lurk, that's fine. We like lurkers too. So, um, is it time for a sprint?
It is time
um,
for a sprint.
sprint is a good way to start for me. My groceries are about to arrive. Ah,
Of course. Good. Life happens.
yep.
Let me just get this timer in the right spot and we'll get started. So, okay. Sorry, I had the option between headset and camera or something with my mouse. So I'm using my touch screen like a peasant. It's horrible.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I know, I know. I feel like very restricted here. So yeah, almost there. Usually I can do this
Just
easier.
got to scroll it a little bit. There we go.
There we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and get some words in. And when we get back, we'll, chat a little more and let us know what you're working on. So let's go ahead and get started in three, two, one. Boom, chakalaka. And we're back.
Well,
So, how was your sprint?
my sprint was very productive. I think I'm almost done with my newsletter.
Nice. Back?
I
Still in the throes of it.
yes, actually. Got the groceries in and saw that I had 10 minutes left to try to get some editing done. So, trying to restructure a paragraph to be a little bit more straightforward. And ran out of
Nice. Okay. I got through about 940 words editing, not writing. And I think I'm re-editing what I edited last week, but there's some purple prose that I'm trimming down. I don't know if it's my attitude this week or just where I am. I'm just like, okay, you just said it 3 different ways. Let's tighten this up a little.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling a little less. And then this, and then this, and then no, and then this. Let's get it done. So
Yeah, that kind of power editing is always fun because it's all the small changes that make everything
yeah,
flow so much better. But
yeah,
and
Yeah,
this is complete crap. Take it apart, restructure it.
I'm an underwriter, so I say it pretty concisely to begin with, and I have to like fluff it up.
I am. I think we've talked about this. I am both an overwriter and an underwriter. I will overwrite world building and internal monologue, and I will underwrite what the room looks like and what she's doing, because I want to know what she feels about it. I don't care what she's doing unless it impacts the plot. So
See, I will underwrite the descriptions and overwrite the activities and the dialogue, and then I've got to go through and swap those roles and give more description for my readers, and then trim down the dialogue so it's still nice and tight.
I think my characters don't like to talk to people. I guess they do, but I put them in situations where they're alone a lot. So
yes, I have situations where my characters never leave each other.
yeah. So,
and then every
that's
now
it.
and then I have to put one of them in jeopardy, and
I mean, never in a Wheel of Fortune. Okay, let's pop over to the comments. I saw some people come in during the sprint. Hello, Raven. Hello, Hindenburg. And let's see. I think that's all who said hi, but I know there's plenty of other lurkers. And Raven said he's having kind of a tough day. He's going to be lurking deep in a depression spiral this evening. I'm sorry. Hopefully, you can push through and tomorrow's a little brighter. So okay. So oh, Raven says it's a very strange sensation of relief when re-encounter someone you lost track of during the COVID response or before, and you find out they're doing okay, and they probably haven't given you a second thought all that time. I'm so sorry. I don't know if more. And while rationally you recognize it's understandable, it still feels distantly disappointing because of how concerned you were when you realized you lost track of them. That's super rough. One of the things that I've learned about ADHD is there's a huge thing of out of sight, out of mind, where I assume people that I don't see are exactly how I left them until I see them again. Um, like friendships and small children don't grow until I see them again. So I visited my mom this past weekend, and she's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, I thought you would have visited sooner, but I hope you can come soon." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, because I like seeing my mother, but I just didn't think to schedule it because she's not local." And so
No news is good news.
exactly. So sometimes it's not because they don't care; it's because they you are
There's
mentally stasis for them. You are exactly how they left. you left
You are
a little.
safe, and there are other things that are blowing up all around them, so they pay attention to that. Yeah,
And when I reconnect, I'm excited and happy, and I want to hear how people are doing, and I want success even for the people that aren't in the forefront of my mind. But I know a lot of people.
I too know a lot of people.
and
So
apparently, I know a lot of people who are ADHD. Because I've definitely gone through those periods of time where I feel like I've lost object permanence. That if I'm not right in front of someone, they'll never think about me. But when I appear, it all comes flooding back to them, and they're so happy to see me. And
Yeah,
it's like, if you wanted to see me, why didn't you do something about it? And
yeah,
it takes a while to realize that if something had brought them to me to mind, they would have.
yeah,
But,
yeah,
but things are exploding all around them, just like
yeah.
everybody else.
My sister is really, really bad at reaching out, but she's good at replying. So,
Mhm.
we all deal with it differently, and it can super, super be painful when you know that you were thinking and worried about them and they were just, chillaxing. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's their own brains working against them. And I'm
um,
very guilty of that, is I think really where I was going with that.
I know the pain of someone not thinking of you
Mhm.
as much as you think of them.
Yeah.
Um, I had a relationship where,
Ouch.
yeah, yeah, where it turned out to be quite one-sided, and I haven't gone. Yeah, I haven't addressed that in some time.
I'm sorry. Raven says that there is some element of that, but mostly from my side, not hers, and that I have to remind myself that other people have lives, and in most cases, I'm not super important to that tapestry. I don't know. I think tapestries disappear, like, or will unravel if even a single thread is gone. It's just maybe not the color pattern, but you still need that weft, that weave to hold everything together. And we're all created by the facets of everyone who's
Meet?
who touch our lives,
Mhm.
which I don't know. I'm in a weird mood today. I'm going to drink more caffeine.
Well,
Today's stream is brought to you by Sunkist.
no, it's not. But
Yeah,
the
yeah. If
commentary,
Sunkist, if
the
they would like
commentary
to,
isn't.
yeah.
But the sponsorship agreement is open if you're interested. So,
And definitely talk to me about the whole cutting of the caffeine content to 19 milligrams. It used to be 39. I feel cheated here. Yes, caffeine. Sunkist used to be 39 milligrams per can, which is as much as a diet soda, which has more caffeine than non-diet sodas, because to make up for the lack of sugar.
and I think Sunkist is the only orange drink that actually has caffeine.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Other than, I mean, obviously the orange Mountain Dew, but I think
yeah,
we all know that.
that's a little different story there. But
Yeah. Um,
that's a
but
Mountain Dew drink that's flavored
right?
orange, not an orange drink that's flavored Mountain Dew.
Yeah. But about 2018, 2019, I I was trying to tell somebody, "Oh yeah, it's caffeinated." And I went and I looked at the label and I was like, "Wait, that's not the number I remember." And I did some googling and there were no press releases. There were no announcements. They just quietly changed the number on the label.
Yep.
Cuz I found some legacy and I complained about it and one of my friends is like, "Oh, I should probably stop giving that to my 7-year-old. No wonder he's running around like that." So,
It's not the
yeah.
sugar, it's the caffeine. No.
Ah, I mean, knowing that friend, it's just, oh, that kid takes after me. So they're very high energy. Yes, Sako, did you raise your hand?
No, she's trying to block the light behind her.
Oh, I get that. Yeah.
Because she's a little bit backlit.
Yeah.
I
I'm a
mean,
little
this,
bit rock and roll. No, sorry.
right. This isn't necessarily my favorite lighting, but you
Yeah.
get an office lighting, and here I am. Maybe next year I'll do the library or
Yep.
something. I don't know.
Yeah, so
Oh,
there's caffeine in Sunkist, and there's caffeine in
mhm.
most forms of root beer,
Yeah, yeah,
except for one that doesn't have
okay.
any caffeine, and I can't ever remember which brand it is.
Oh,
Barks is the only one with caffeine.
Oh, Barks is?
because it has bite.
Oh, oh, that it. Maybe I'm misremembering it. Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
So this is a productivity sprint. We just talked a lot about caffeine. Let's talk about our snacks. What is your snack today? Oh my gosh, what is this? What is this? Oh my gosh, I'm just trying to scroll. Okay. What is your sprint snack today?
I need to scrounge around and see what's up.
Sure.
so I've
Duck?
gotten back to the Chex Mix Bold.
Ooh. Is
Already.
that your turtle Chex Mix?
No, this is not the turtle. This is the bold flavor.
I
No,
didn't know there was a bold flavor.
there is a bold flavor. It's one of the
Oh,
best Chex
bold.
Mix.
I
Bold.
heard bowl with like a WL because it was
No,
in a bowl.
it's in a bowl, but it's filled with bold.
Gotcha. BOLD.
It's
Thank you.
not the italics flavor. It's the bold flavor.
Sure, sure. Ah. So I have the
Oh, nice
lovely
keyboard.
a little baggie of Cracklin Oat Bran, which sounds healthy and stuff, but is sugar loaded and delicious and an excellent dry snack. Um, and I also, my mom sent me from her house to this convention with chips that are actually kettle corn flavored popcorn. So I haven't tried those yet. I'm trying not to crinkle
Mhm.
on camera. And I also have the option of these lovely cereal bars, which are one of my favorites, partially because it is higher on the protein content. So when the sugar crash starts to, the protein is kicking in by then.
The protein's there
So
to catch you and
exactly.
keep you from
Yeah.
falling. And it's got
So
chocolate,
right? I
which is
mean,
also a
and
nice mood
peanut
lighter.
butter and peanuts. So
Yeah, I've got a few little Snickers.
yeah. So Raven says he's got some barbecue Doritos that he hasn't opened yet, and it's apparently a new flavor. Okay. I have not tried those. I
I
mean, I'm a
I've not heard of those. It seems
yeah.
like all the new Dorito flavors are like, let's make it hotter and more painful. Uh,
I mean,
Yeah.
barbecue doesn't have to be hot.
Mhm.
And I've enjoyed barbecue Pringles for years.
mhm.
So Raven has enjoyed the white cheddar popcorners. So hopefully the kettle corn will be delicious as well. So what do we
So,
think about another sprint?
how about that sprint?
Let's
Apparently, we think
sorry.
positive thoughts about the sprint.
Okay. Whoop and whoop
And reset that
and
timer.
resend that timer. Boop, boop, boop,
Don't
boop,
scroll
boop,
it
boop,
off the
boop.
screen. Just reset it.
No, I had
No.
to scroll so I could get to the button.
Ah, that darned elusive button.
Do you know it just popped in my head because I was scrolling, scroll bar button.
Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Keep that doom scroll.
No. Does anybody else remember Homestar Runner and Lappy the laptop?
No.
Um, oh my
Apparently
gosh.
not my gaming portfolio.
It was emails with Strong Bad.
Okay.
So
No.
anyway, check
Hi.
it out on YouTube. It's still cute, so bleep you.
They are memes before memes were a thing.
Okay. I
Like back in the day of Flash video, little 2 to
Newgrounds.
3 minute shorts.
Yeah.
just a segment of pop culture that I missed. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. Did you
Like,
miss badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom,
no,
snake?
because that came out and found me wherever I was.
That was about the same era and
Yep.
similar animation style. So
Hi.
totally
Different
dating
guy,
myself. Yeah, similar. That's why I said similar, not same. So, okay, well, let's go ahead and get started.
I need to
Let
do a
me.
sprint. Is that what you're here to say? No.
Yeah, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Boom, chaka laka laka laka. Okay, gonna stop dancing for now. And we're back. So, how was your sprint?
I was just wrapping up my newsletter with a link to this stream.
Awesome.
Cool.
Doc?
I've been good. Yeah, I've been doing good. I kind of got unblocked and started flowing in some of my revisions, although definitely not up to the hundreds of word pace, but it's working better.
Nice. I edited just as much, but I only got 269 words done. But I'm very happy. It needed a little. It was a bit repetitive, and now it's less so. So, sometimes I say things 4 different ways, and then when I edit, I pick the one that works best.
Yeah, mine was doing a little bit more of explicitly stating emotional stuff that was only implied before.
Gotcha.
But
I also ate a fair number of those kettle corn popcorners, and they were amazing. So
vanilla one's not.
Oh no!
I think I've got enough to last me out. But so you really like the kettle corn, huh?
Yeah. My mom knew that. That's why she grabbed that flavor. So, although she was like, "Oh, I grabbed the ranch one." Wait, no, kettle corn. So, I would have been happy with both. I mean, that Cool Ranch is my favorite. Explain to me why in the snack packs when you get like the snack size chips that there's like 5 popcorn, 5 regular chips, 5 flavored chips,
but only 3 Cool Ranch.
3 nacho cheese and 2 Cool Ranch.
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
and I can find the nacho as a snack pack of like 10 bags, but I can't find the Cool Ranch, not since they first debuted it. I guess it's just not popular where I am because people are wrong, but
yeah. See, well, I have the same problem. It's like, why do you have regular, hot, nacho, devil spicy, Diablo, hazmat suit flavors of things? And it's like everyone going to the hot range and nobody's going to the tasty range.
Our area is full of not white people.
Like flavor? Are you saying white people don't like flavor? That's what
No. Ranch is not a flavor. Ranch is the whitest flavor.
Oh, I know ranch is white, but it's still a flavor.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess.
And it's a perfectly decent flavor. I mean, just like vanilla. There's nothing wrong with vanilla. It's the most popular flavor in the world. And you need it to have something to compare other flavors with.
And also, you can add more toppings or mix-ins with vanilla because the flavor doesn't overwhelm the other stuff.
Usually.
So, like, you can stir in, like, Reese's peanut butter chunks, and it's delicious.
Well, I do realize that there's definitely a lot of non-white foods that experiment more with peppers and how do I want to say this? More, it's not exotic, it's adventurous spices that have a kick. The pepperheads that I see are always the white guys who are out to prove something with how hot they can, how much capsaicin they can ingest in their body. And it's dude, enjoy your flavors.
Yeah. So, okay, popping into the comments. Let's see. Raven has been playing Pillars of Eternity. Greg swung by. Hello and welcome. And Raven says, we have to eat food that causes pain so we can feel something other than despair.
Okay. I guess that explains it.
I would have chosen the adjective aggressive flavors. So, something that is less bland.
Yeah.
So,
just because it's
vibrant could also work.
Now, see, I'm good with vibrant flavors.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
not good with.
Some peppers are vibrant and some are just heat, and I prefer things that are vibrant and less heat.
Yep.
So,
I mean,
oh,
I'm one of those people that likes cilantro. Uh,
I don't mind it. My sister, I think, is one of those people who doesn't like it, but it doesn't taste like soap. She just doesn't like it.
yeah,
So, which makes sense because we're twins, and if she thought it tasted like soap and I didn't, that would be weird.
that would be weird.
So, how is your stuff coming? Are there any particular writing craft things that you are working on right now?
Um, hmm. Well, I guess it's kind of like what I said before that when I did the early drafts and did the revisions from my beta readers, I had a lot of stuff that was more implied as to emotional states, and apparently
Okay.
my beta readers kind of got that,
Hmm.
and my editor wants to see it
Explicit.
more explicitly. Thank you. I'm not saying that well, there are some things that it appears that she didn't get. I think she's getting most of this stuff,
Yeah.
but she's poking at me and wanting to say, make it obvious in the cheap seat.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
So
get that.
it's kind of relooking at the work in a more theatrical sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
She also wants me to break up my dialogue with gestures more often, which is totally legit.
Yeah. Yeah. People are pacing. People are like rolling their eyes, shaking their heads,
Mhm.
scratching their nose, what have you. So, for me right now, what I'm working on, I think I already basically went over is I overwrite some things. So then when I go back through, I pick which one is the better fitting for the world and the setting.
Mhm.
So I trim out the extraneous, especially since right now I am editing my main character who has double the amount of words than both. She has as much page time as the other two combined. So I'm okay trimming hers back a bit. So,
Yeah, I'm finding I'm actually being more effective, not so much trimming words as moving where they are. The changing where they are so they actually end up having more impact instead of getting lost in the stream of another concept.
yeah, yeah, I definitely uh, moved a couple things also for just pacing and flow. So,
Yeah.
um, popping into the comments, Raven says, I actually miss the actual spicy version of Ranch Doritos that came out once upon a time. And Greg says that his wife has the soap gene.
Mm.
So I guess not much cilantro happening at home. Just when you eat out, you can indulge. Or add it after the fact, like a little sprinkle garnish. Could probably work.
Just add the cilantro separately.
Cilantro separately.
Yeah, yeah. I always ask for extra.
Really?
Sure.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
So I didn't want to skip over Sako, but I know you were working on a newsletter. Is there any craft thing you've been thinking about lately?
You have multiple crafts because you're drawing as well.
Yes, and I draw, and so my horoscope today said, "Hey, you're going to be lucky," and I was like, "Okay, I'll believe it when I see it." And I had surprise money in my bank account,
Oh,
so
nice.
I
Nice.
can actually pre-reg for like a soul cleansing, like camping event that's in June.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I'm kind of hype over that. Like
Yay.
Cool.
that's super cool.
Nice.
Craft wise, I am an underwriter,
Yeah.
so I try very hard to do passes where I kind of like flush things out and make sure the flow is right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I am
Okay.
a stickler for flow. I'm a
Yeah.
stickler for flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I struggle with critique groups is when you're getting a chapter a week or a month, it's really hard to figure out the pacing and the flow of things. So if you're worried about your writing, that's one thing. If you're worried about the flow, I find critique circles and that sort of thing a really good place to find someone who gives you the type of feedback you like, and then you take it offline and say, "Hey, do you have time to read the rest of it?"
Yeah.
So and then, maybe write something short so you have something to share during the critique group and give back, but mostly just mine them for useful people.
You are
But,
a valuable nugget. I shall take you. No.
but do try to give back as much as you take. So if you come in once and steal a critique partner, I don't know, that feels a little cheating to me. But if you show up a couple times and you do critique the stuff other people are giving, I think that's a little more fair.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Let me pop into the comments. Greg says, cilantro, only for me. Raven is not sure if he's ever had cilantro. Step one, go to Chipotle.
Yeah.
My sister won't eat there, but it's okay because I love Qdoba. So
Get pico de gallo. It's got
yeah.
it's got cilantro in it. Yeah.
Yeah. And Sarah, Sarah swung by. Sarah thinks it tastes like soap, but she likes it.
Okay.
Sarah, did you get your deadline? I knew it was coming up. I'm not sure if we're past it yet because time has no meaning. It's an arbitrary,
Lunchtime doubly so.
right? Oh,
But I have to say, thinking that cilantro tastes like soap and liking it, yay!
Sarah.
Deadline.
Sorry. Carry on.
Thinking that it tastes like soap and liking it is an unusual combination.
I mean, some people are masochists. So
Well, I've heard of people who don't have the full on sensitivity, but if they get too much of it, it overloads. So they like the bit of flavor that comes through with just a little bit.
that makes sense. So, and now Sarah's back to working on her own stuff, which is always fun but harder because for many of us the deadlines are all internal instead of external.
My standards are surprisingly high. Like I excuse me, my voice. I'm harder on myself than I am other people.
Mm-hmm. I used to be, and that gave me no downtime whatsoever. And so I try to remember just because I can do this on a productive month doesn't mean every month can be that productive.
Yes.
Yeah, that's more likely where I'm going to trip up is I start to make estimates based on how I'm doing when I'm on track, and if I get off track, things like fall off geometrically, and it takes a while.
Like a low.
Yeah, and it takes a lot to get back on that track to where I'm really productive.
Yeah, definitely.
It's ridiculous that NaNoWriMo works so well because it's like you've set everything aside and you just do it.
But it's such a limited amount of time. It's very precise in its scope, and you've got a lot of other people doing it at the same time. So there's a communal feeling, even if you're not participating in it. Just knowing other people out there are doing the same thing can, kind of vibe. So,
but it's a sprint, not a marathon. And
some people sprint. I do find it a sprinting marathon because I can't maintain that pace. But some people do 10K in a single day, and that's I hit the bare minimum every day, but I can't say I do much more than that.
Yeah, and
I tried a 10K day, and I made it to 7.
Yeah, that's
nice.
Almost double anything I've ever done. I've done one day that's 4K.
I had only hit like a 3K before that, so I was super excited.
Yeah. Did you keep most of those words? Have you used them?
I totally used all of them.
Awesome.
Unfortunately, the book got wasted when I lost the hard drive.
Yeah, I remember that. Reminder, back up your stuff in more than one location. Email it to friends so they have it in their inbox. Just make sure that you have copies
Yep.
because technology.
I had 2 copies of it, and both
Yeah.
things went at the same time.
Oh,
Oh, that sucks.
it's
See,
so hard. It really is.
I know some people don't like services like Dropbox, but this is one reason why I like it. I write into my Dropbox folder and it automatically gets synced to the cloud
Yeah.
and my other machines. So if
Yeah.
something happens to my main machine, I can always pull it from the cloud.
Yeah. I've got Google Docs
Yeah.
and then I email
Yep.
it to my own other email accounts. So I have it there as well, and I download it on my computer in
Mhm.
case I get locked out of that account.
And there
So
are some file syncing services that you can host yourself if you're
yeah,
actually worried about somebody else
yeah,
getting access to your stuff.
mhm,
But usually those you have to have them up on one computer running all the time to keep things synced. Um,
yeah,
but and you've got to have multiple computers, so
yeah,
not great if there's a fire, but you should have some offsite backup anyway.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So let me pop into the comments real quick. Sarah got 940 words this morning on her own stuff, so promptly switched to
Nice.
cleaning because that much productivity was intimidating. And Raven says that he thinks the most he's written in one day was 10K. Oh my gosh, snaps. But can't even
Mm.
remember the project that was associated with now. Oh, yeah, yeah. We've
Mhm.
got to make the words before we can make the words good. So, uh, unless you are one of those very special people who I am mm, occasionally jealous of.
Laura Nettles. If we were all writing like Laura Nettles, then we would all be better writers for it.
I can only write like Morgan, and I
Yeah.
like her words usually. I just need to, I like the story, and now I have to get it so that other people can enjoy it. So, the first draft is for me, the edits are for my readers. So speaking of, let's do it.
Yep. Once more into the breach.
Once more into the breach. Are we ready to breach? Oh, let me adjust that. Boop boop. Sorry, I don't have a mouse. The struggle is real, y'all. Struggle is real. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Boom, chakalaka. When will that get old? Like, never.
Don't know.
And we're back. Raven had to hop out. He said exhaustion was kicking in and he had to head to bed. So glad you were able to make it. I know he's got a weird work schedule. So, how was your sprint? Everybody else?
I finished my newsletter and I started putzing around on Facebook.
As one does.
As one
Yes.
does.
Sometimes one just has to putz around on Facebook.
So on Substack, there's much like Facebook, there is a photo tax. And so as my photo tax, I like to go on like Google Earth and like just randomly go somewhere and take a cap of where I am. And that's where I'm looking for the day. So for this newsletter, it was Munich, Germany, in this amazing office that I wish I could, if I could work in an office like that, I would, lap of luxury. It'd be amazing.
Okay. I thought Sako was going to tell us more about this amazing office, but I guess. I've made some progress, and I'm getting to a part where we're introducing Miss Bang's cousins. So, going over that and adding some more description, and I made some good progress, but there's a couple more things I need to loop back into. So it's probably going to require another pass, but it's the way it goes. And how about you, Morgan?
I got 426 words edited. I worked a lot on one particular paragraph and then kind of the rest was working pretty well. It's amazing how you can go through a whole chapter and then get stuck forever on 2 sentences. But, sometimes it's where you put the importance of it and how much it's trying to do, really. So,
Yeah.
How much heavy lifting those sentences are doing.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
but I'd rather have one well-crafted sentence than 5 trying to do its job, as long as I'm not trying to put too much into it, That's why it's called craft.
But on the other hand, I'd rather have 5 sentences that actually do the job than one that tries real hard and fails. So it's a balance.
Yeah.
But I just looked. I'm up 110 words on the day because
Nice.
I'm adding and subtracting and moving out some of the filler and replacing it with more meaningful stuff. But
Okay.
I'm actually surprised I didn't add more.
So you track your word count when you're editing?
Yeah. Well, that's one of those things that Scrivener does automatically. It'll track your word count during your session. So
gotcha. Yeah, I just have to highlight and say, so tell me, how many words was that?
Yeah. And I've done that in the past. I just haven't been doing it lately.
Yeah. So I usually, when I'm editing, track by pages instead of words because I feel it gives me a better idea of how much I've done. So, and a decent session is 10 pages an hour. So that way I can track, oh, this chapter was a hot piece of mess. Or, I'm really not on my game today. Or if I go faster than that, then I sometimes want to step back and be like, was I skim reading? Do I need to do that one again? So, yeah. The chapter I just finished, I edited before, and I think I skim read it a little more than I should have. Or I'm just in a weird mood today. Maybe both.
Yeah.
So, but I'm really excited about the story, and I really hope I can bring it to agents and stuff next month. So, and I still got a week left of Nano to see how far I can get. So let's see, where am I right now? I'm on page 56. I'd like to double that, but
Mhm.
50 is not sad. I'm not sad about that. I do have a couple edits I definitely want to add further on. But right now, I've finished with the early, these are things I need to change in my
Mhm.
notes. And I have things further on, but not here. So,
Yeah, I know I've got so much notes at the beginning of
mhm,
how you need to establish things. I can tell it's slow going here,
yeah,
but when I break into the middle of the story, things will pick up,
right.
and then
Especially,
I've
sorry,
got
go
an
ahead.
absolute train wreck at the end of the book that I need to do a major overhaul to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I was gonna say your opening's even harder than a regular book because it's a sequel, so how do
Mhm.
you remind people or let people pick up without overdoing it for people who read the first one yesterday?
Yeah,
So it
then
sounds like a huge struggle.
I have to weave that balance between both of them. The people who've this is the first book they've ever picked up, and the people who've been waiting for this for 5 years, who finally have their greedy hands on it. Uh,
Yeah. And there's the in between. There's the people who read the first book yesterday and the people who read it 5 years ago who don't remember anything
anything.
except that, Crackle was interesting, Miss Bang is amazing, and
Yeah.
our narrator is amusing.
Is a bit of a doof, but
I mean, I was saying amusing, so,
yeah.
trying to be kind.
Oh no, there's no need. He earns it wholeheartedly. But
Yeah. So,
I mean,
for
let's
those
be
who have
honest. He
yeah,
doesn't think he's anything special.
no, no. For those who have not read Doc's Perils of Prague story, his character has a name that is never mentioned on the page because it is offensive in 7 languages or something like that. Because his grandfather claimed naming rights and his grandfather is a jerk.
Yeah,
So,
great
so that's
grandfather.
why we're talking around his name, not because it's a spoiler or anything. Or is it a spoiler? Did I give away like one of your favorite parts?
Actually, my favorite parts is hearing how people react when they come across the fact that they've gone through the whole book and they've never heard his name actually said. So some
And
people love it, some people hate it, but everyone has an opinion about it.
yeah, yeah. So I guess it would be a spoiler whether or not you ever actually tell us what the name is.
There is a series going on, so
Dun dun dun. Although he has a title now, so there is something polite we can call him.
yes.
So nice work around there.
Yeah, I was pleased with it because I found myself wondering how long can I drag this out?
Sometimes you got to give yourself writing challenges just for the fun of it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
as
this whole series
it's
has been about
yeah,
challenging my writing.
yeah. I think when you stop writing things that challenge you, you stop growing as a writer. Like if you're not trying something new, I mean, maybe if you have a long running series and you already have it like planned or everybody's coming back for more of the same, but I mean, they try that with the Star Wars reboot and while I enjoyed it, there are some legitimate complaints about how either it goes in a totally different direction or it's a complete remake of the
Yeah.
earlier ones trying to trade on those tropes. So,
See, I've actually been really happy
mhm,
with books 2 and 3, which of course I'm still polishing them.
yeah,
But in terms of doing something different with each book,
yeah,
but still managing to have the same flavor. And I think a
that's
lot of that
super
is
cool.
because it's character driven and the characters change very slowly. Um,
Gotcha.
so it's not that big dramatic reveal. It's got much more
Mhm.
melodrama that the characters learn and they progress, but
Yeah,
they are quintessentially themselves. They're just in a different type of environment this time.
gotcha. And that's
Yeah.
good. That's what I want out of, my stories. I don't want people to like change like that. And if they
Mm.
do, it's usually a very traumatic thing. So
Yep.
if you're not traumatizing your characters, they shouldn't be having sudden, revelations. Unless
I
slow in coming and finally, hits a tipping point kind of
Mhm.
thing.
I
Would disagree?
I throw nothing but trauma at my characters.
Oh, okay.
So if they don't grow through that, then
Well,
it's
you
when
can also you can also throw trauma at your characters and have them stubbornly remain themselves.
Yeah, yeah. So, or double down. Some people double down when they're
Yep.
wrong. Some people double down when they're right, and it can be hard. So, anyway, it is 6:26. I think it's time for me to start packing up and heading home from Richmond, Virginia. So let's go ahead and tell people who you are, where they can find your stuff, and what else you're doing this week if you want them to come hang out with you.
oh boy, howdy neighbors. I'm Sako Tumi. I also known as Voit. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. If you are interested in videos that pertain to RPGs, D&D, and White Wolf, and stuff like that, I will have uh, an examination of culture within gaming that I will be doing in a series of videos. So keep an eye on my YouTube channel, Sako Tumi Voit, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Nice. Doc?
And I'm Doc Coleman. I write about mad science, manners, and mayhem. And if you're interested to find out more about my writings, you can go to your favorite search engine and enter Doc Coleman Steampunk. And that will help you find my website at doccoleman.com. You can also find my Amazon author page where you can look at samples of my work. And if you've got nothing else going on Memorial Day weekend, you can find me at Balticon, where I will be a guest. And if you haven't made your arrangements yet, there's still rooms, there's still registration available. So
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
And oh, were you not done? I'm sorry.
I'm done.
Okay. So, and I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood. I am an actively queering fantasy author and hopefully about to get the space fantasy out there. And I blog, vlog, and podcast, writing tips from the pros from conventions like these, and my own writerly musings. This week I was talking about conventions because that's where I'm at. I was talking about, what was I talking about? I was talking about 6 steps to prep as a convention panelist. So once you're already a panelist, how do I get ready? And I was talking about what are cons looking for in a panelist. So how do you get on panels? What can you bring to the table? Because I'm not a published author, but I am a blogger, vlogger, podcaster. So I do have things to offer and unique perspectives. Um, and some people find that of value, which is really exciting.
Oh, yeah.
So, um, and I, wait, which week is
You
it?
talked about things to do as a panelist, things not to do as an attendee as a panels.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
last week's. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. So lots of stuff. And I'll have writing tips and writerly musings on Tuesday or on Thursday on the YouTube and the blog. And I'll be back this time next week. So thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed your snack and maybe got a little productivity done. So have a great week, and I'll be tuning in from home next week. So catch you later. Bye bye.